welcome to today's video, guys. We are at another Okajuku. Listen to that SR on wastegate. And not just any normal SR, that's a 2.2 litre stroker. So's this one. Oka-chan's literally three-wheeling in that entry. It's insane. Wait, we'll wait till he goes again, and he's three-wheeling right there. Jeez, so cool. That car's epic. So he's been doing a bunch of tuning on that today to get it all right for his next event. But let me zoom in so you guys can see him three-wheeling on this entry. It's super cool. Here he comes. Literally. Three wheels that thing. Might be hard to see on camera. Smoke machine. So today's plan is to get a bunch of practice in on the car, seat time, some tandem practice. We've got a very important competition this weekend. It's for qualifying for Kanto All-Stars, and I am in my district's area, so I'm competing against everyone else that lives in Yokohama, Kanagawa. So it's going to be really cool. Hopefully I get a high enough score to qualify for the main competition in a couple months' time. I'm really excited. Hopefully it ends with something epic. But with that, I think that's enough talking. Let's get in and do some driving. Putting on a fresh pair of brand new Sparko driving gloves. I really like these ones. I did have a pair of those really nice Wolfgang ones that Lucky Labo sent me, and they were epic, but Oka-chan thought they were awesome as well, and he kind of commandeered them. So I'll let him have the cool gloves, and I'll stick to my nice Sparkos. For now, let's go do some driving, see what this thing feels like. Oh, I just realized I never took the padding out in my seat. That's gonna be a problem. There we go. The biggest issue about today is how hot it is. I gotta be very careful not to repeat what I did last time by getting heat stroke. Make sure my water spray is working, which it is. We are ready to roll. Oh boy, I love this car. She feels solid. That third to second shift as well feels really good. Yeah, I kind of feel like I want to grip this thing up even more, even though I literally have no rear sway bar in this thing. ABC は北コースずっと練習できた。いいじゃない？ありがとうございます。Dude, that is the sickest feeling ever. Oka-chan comes up and he's like, what the hell happened? You got so much better. Honestly, I think my biggest thing was just getting comfortable in this chassis and like really learning what to do with my hands with the steering and stuff. But this car literally feels so good now. And I think it's, honestly, I haven't changed the setup at all. I'm just used to it. So after those few laps, I could really feel the grip leaving in the rear end, which is totally normal. I haven't aired these down since they've gotten warm after the first few laps. And I always air these things down to 1.2 bar, which is about 18, 19 PSI. And after those couple laps, we got nearly back up to 30 PSI. So I'm bringing this thing back down, and then we should get our grip back in the rear end. I do want to play around with toe in the rear and see if I can get some more grip out of this thing. Just gonna make this thing an entirely different monster. because right now I have 0 toe in the rear. There we go. We're sitting back at 1.2 bar, which is right on 18, 19 PSI. Oka-chan's got his legend car out here. He's gonna take it on the 2000 course at around about 1:30. But he's just taking it for a few warm-up laps to check everything out right now. Thing sounds so cool. So cool seeing this thing out here drifting. Well, I mean, it's kind of more of a power slide, I guess, in this thing. He really can drift anything, this guy. Give him a little red wagon and he'll drift it. So heading out for a few more laps. Now the car's kind of cooled down a bit. The tires are a little bit cooler, so should be able to maintain temperatures a bit better now. Alright, a good little warm-up lap. Bunch of understeer, should be perfect. See how this thing feels now. Probably shouldn't palm the wheel like that. That's a bad habit. I need to beat that out of me. Yeah, tires got a little bit too hot there. I'm trying to save these as long as I can, so we're going to keep cooling them down like this. Man, so much more comfortable in this car. I feel really confident for this weekend. Just finished having our lunch break, and Oka-chan's about to take this thing for a drive on Scuba 2000. I'm going to help him film some stuff, but I wanted to see if I can fit in this thing, because if I can fit in this thing, then I might be about to make another bad decision financially. But let's find out. I guess you kind of just back yourself into this like so, and oh boy, yeah, we got problems, boys. I mean, it's not too bad. What's it look like with the wheel here? Yeah, I could drive this. I could drive this. I look a little bit ridiculous. Yeah, I could totally drive like this. It's a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably move the steering wheel a little bit closer to me, but I fit in here. I fit in here pretty good. One other thing I love about this car is I was looking at it before and I was like, Oka-chan, why are there chopsticks taped to the side of the car here? And then he explained to me that his arms aren't as long as mine, so he can't hit the push start button. So when he's strapped in, he uses this to push it. Isn't that just the best? So good. Oh, I better get out of this thing before he wants to jump in. There's some pretty cool cars on track at the moment. Wow. That's sick. There's Oka-chan. Oh boy. I'm genuinely concerned about me making another bad financial decision now that I've seen how much fun these little legend cars are. It's finally time for my favorite part of today, and that is some tandem practice. So I'm going to be doing some practice with this guy. I've got 3 GoPros set up, one for the foot pedal cam, one on the roof with the swivel, and one on the window here so you guys get the general view of me driving. Let's get out there, see how close we can get. heaps of fun getting some chase runs in and some practice on my tandems, which I needed really, really bad. But as you would have seen, I was still struggling with proximity there. And after we got out of the car, I actually figured out what was going on. I was talking to him. I'm like, man, what transmission you got? What diff you got? Because like he had beat tires. I'm like, how is this guy still faster than me on the entry, on the run up? And he was like, oh, I'm running a 4.3 rear end. So he's got the same Nismo 6-speed transmission as me, except he's running a 4.3 diff. So he has 0.2 extra of final gear, which is why he gets ahead of me so quickly on the entry and the run up. And then after that, I'm coming in a lot faster than he is. So I'm kind of like surging on him a bit and getting a bit too close for my comfort and kind of panicking. But it's all good. I still need to practice that because there's definitely going to be guys out there that are going to be running different final gear ratios than me that I still need to be on their door. So I think it's all about driving technique and just more seat time and practice. But we're making progress and that's all that matters. Honestly, I couldn't be happier with how today ended. I need to quickly change tires because these ones here are completely spent. We got to put some freshies on that. And I need some freshies on the front for the competition on Saturday. These ones, I haven't like got a whole bunch of camber and toe wear on them, but it's definitely worn down. So what I'm gonna do is flip them and I'll end up putting these on the front of the Skyline because I'm not really drifting the Skyline anymore, and we can at least keep using these until they all completely dissipate. And these Grievers, honestly, they just keep impressing me. Hey, like Valino's not my sponsor whatsoever here in Japan, but like, these things, look how much is still left on them, and they still had plenty of grip. Like, sure, they started chunking a little bit because I was just hot lapping the crap out of them at the end there. And you can see, because I run such low pressure and stuff on my entries, this is starting to round out a lot here and wear down. Oh, I just burned my hand touching the tire. But yeah, these tires just keep performing. Like literally one set for the entire day. Sure, I wasn't drifting all the time, and I spent a lot of time making sure this thing was cooling down. Yeah, you can see I overheated these a lot there, but that's just because I literally was just hot lapping this. In the end there, I don't know if I don't think I had the GoPros on, but I would come in and enter really heavily, drift the whole course, and then come back around and do that full sweeper in reverse and come out here. And I was literally on the left foot brake the whole way. So she was baking, not only the tires, but my water temp was getting pretty high, so I had to give up on that. But anyways, happy day. I'm gonna pack up now. Unfortunately, Oka-chan's car, the swell pot developed a crack in the top of it, so it started spraying coolant. So he's leaving the car here. We're going to take these two cars home. Unfortunately, the ECU died in this one today, so the car won't start or run at all. So we're going to get this to Yashio factory, and then Oka-chan's going to drive back and pick up his car and bring it back. Luckily, Yashio factory is only about an hour away from here, so it's not too bad. It's actually like 40 minutes. And I'm driving this truck back to Yashio factory because a new staff member for Yashio, he doesn't have a truck license, but I do. So I'm driving this back. He's driving my car, but joke's on him. I get AC in the truck and he doesn't. Oh wait, I still get no AC when I drive this thing home from Yashio. Damn it. I was talking to Oka-chan. We're just going to, we've ordered the correct hose from Nissan now. We're going to use the OEM one, and we are just going to heat shield the crap out of it. I'm going to put 6 layers on that thing, man, and she's never going to overheat and pop again. I actually don't think it was the heat that popped it this time. I just think the replacement hose we're using isn't suited for AC gas and the pressure that it produced, and I think that's what's bursting it. It's just not suited for that. Sure, it's great for power steering lines and stuff. I just think it's different for aircon stuff, so that's probably why it keeps bursting at this point. But anyways, that's that. Let's pack up. Well guys, Truckee SAMMIT here. We are heading to Yashio factory now to switch cars. I'm really hoping I get home in a decent time and traffic isn't too bad. But it looks like tomorrow we're going to be at Yashio factory changing tires and hopefully fixing that AC line, because we're driving that car to the competition on Friday, Saturday. And no AC is going to suck in that, and I definitely don't want May to put up with a scorching hot drift car. It's uncomfortable enough for her as it is, with, you know, coilovers and everything set up so that you feel the vibrations. Oh, drift car problems. But anyways, we'll pick it up once we get to Yashio. I'm pretty exhausted, but such an epic day. So cool that we're literally out in the sticks and there's farmland everywhere here. All right, let's get to Yashio. Made it to Yashio factory. And hot damn, is this a sick looking S13. I love it. Gosh, I want one. So here's my plan. We still have this brand new OEM Nissan aircon hose that comes with proper heat shielding, unlike the first generation Series 1 version of it. But the problem is this is different, the ending part on my air compressor. But, well, I mean aircon compressor. But what I figured out is that Nissan actually made an adapter that bolts onto the air compressor. Well, so I keep calling it an air compressor, same thing I guess. But this is that adapter here. So if Oka-chan doesn't need this adapter on this AC compressor, which I think he doesn't, then I can take this adapter, put that on my aircon compressor, and then that new hose will work on my S15. Now, this hose is for an S15, it's just for the Koki version of the S15, Series 2. All the Series 1 motors and aircon came with a little bit of a different end here, and you didn't need that adapter. But what this does with this different design is it puts the hose a little bit lower. So I would say that even with the factory OE, and this comes with a heat shield. The Series 1 ones never came with heat shields. So I would say this is probably an issue even with the OEM turbo setup. As you can see, S15 is out there with the fan on it, and we're working on it. I've already pulled the AC line off, and I found our problem. It wasn't heat this time, actually. The hose just failed, exactly like I thought. This hose just isn't designed to handle AC lines, I'm pretty sure. And the gas and the pressure and everything. This is like really high graded pressure line, but it's more so for like oils, like power steering lines and stuff like that. I just don't think it was meant for AC. So we're gonna rip this all off. I'm gonna salvage this heat proofing stuff, and we're gonna put it on the new OEM one, which I have sitting out there. And then I need to also salvage that adapter from that AC compressor. So let's get this all out and go from there. So a little update. We've got the new hose installed here, and I love this new one because it actually pulls it further away from the exhaust manifold. Before it was a lot closer, but because of the adapter and the way that this kind of bends the hose here now, see that's bolted in here on that adapter that then bolts to the AC compressor. It's hard to see in there, but I'm sure you kind of get the gist of it. And then with that bend, it pulls it out and away from the exhaust manifold. So fingers crossed we shouldn't have any heat issues. I know we won't, because that thing is heat proof like crazy. I would say the last 2 times it wasn't from heat, it was just from that hose we used was just not meant for it. So 3rd time's the charm. This OEM part in there, heat proof the crap out of it. Let's put 3 cans of gas in there and then drive home with icy cold AC. On our way home, lads, and I don't know if you can hear and tell, but we got some icy cold AC, which I'm very happy about. Mind you, because Oka-chan is currently picking up his loader, I had to learn on the fly how to regas my AC system. So I just kind of brought up a YouTube video, and that got me through everything. I may have wasted 1 can of the gas because I didn't really know how to tighten it enough to make sure it wasn't leaking, and mistakes were made, okay? But it's all right. We are out here learning. We got cold AC, I'm heading home. I'm excited. Great day drifting, great day fixing AC. Hopefully no more problems, touch wood, and we'll be good. Figure it out once we get home. Back home now, guys, and honestly, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Some really good, wholesome content, and I love that you can really see just how much I have improved compared to the last time I was at Okajuku. And that's literally from me just being able to get more seat time in the S15. Yes, it's as simple as that, just more seat time. I feel so much more confident and capable in that chassis now, and all I've really done is go to Ebisu twice since the last Okajuku and spend a few days and many hours like just driving it as much as I can and trying to figure out these little kind of things that just were kind of unknown to me with the chassis and how it was going to handle if I, you know, flicked it this hard or that much and stuff like that. So I'm really happy with my progress. I love that you can see that in the video, just how much I have improved. And yeah, I don't know, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I had a really good time. It was so good just being able to hang out with everyone. Got nothing else to say except go to SAMMIT.net, get yourself some merch. And with that, guys, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. We're ready for the comp on Saturday. I'm pumped. Peace out. Jamata.